Hey guys, this is Mike from Beat Tech Reviews here, and today we take a look at and unbox the new mobile N20. Hey guys, Mike from Beat Tech Reviews here, and again, thank you for checking out the video today. Again, I want to give a shout out to our brand affiliate partner, NordVPN. Check out this quick video, and links are in the description below. Get your NordVPN for as little as $4 a month, so check it out.
A VPN, short for Virtual Private Network, is a cybersecurity tool for privacy and security. When you connect to it, a VPN creates a secure tunnel and secures data traveling between you and the VPN server. Encryption scrambles data, so to anyone outside the encrypted tunnel, the information looks like gibberish, meaning no snoops can sneak a peek at your online activity. NordVPN ensures that you can browse safely and privately in just a few clicks.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So here I have today is the new mobile N20. I want to give a big shout out to the reps for sending this out to me to test out. So just to give you guys a little information about this phone currently on the website is 129 flats. This phone does come with a 6-inch HD plus display with a 90Hz refresh rate. Octa-core processor, clocked it at 1.6 gigahertz. I want to say it's a MediaTek, but we'll have to download Geekbench to find out. It does have a dual camera setup in the background. You have a 16 megapixel and 8 megapixel wide angle camera with a front facing camera of 5 megapixels. You have a 5,000 milliamp battery, so this should hopefully last you a good amount of the day. Android 14 out of the box, so not the newest, but definitely still not an old version of Android, so definitely pretty good there. And again, this phone actually, as you can see here, comes in a lot of different colors. So I opted for the purple one, so I'm hoping that's the one they sent. But again, you can get it in a set of different colors. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this open for you guys. Haven't used this box cutter in a minute, so let me see if I can get that open for you guys. Hopefully everyone's doing good. If you guys can, smash that like button, and if you can, stay to the end to hear from our brand partner as well. Definitely, I will leave the links in the description for everything here, guys. If I can find like an Amazon link for this, I'll post up an affiliate link for the Amazon. But definitely give you guys that, so hopefully everyone checks it out. So again, guys, a budget smartphone, right? We don't see a lot of these nowadays. I mean, yes, they're out there, but NUU Mobile has been a company. There you go. Shout out to them again for sending this out. This would actually be the third phone that I have from them. So again, not a bad looking phone. Let me go ahead and take a quick picture there so that I can take that out really quick. So very minimalistic box, guys. So definitely one thing I can address, that this phone is on the bigger side, or thicker side, as you wanna, some people would say. So let's see what it comes with. It looks like it just does come with information. So this does come with like the IMEI number, etc., like that. In my experience, guys, most new mobile devices will come like with stuff like this, like charging brick and you know, your charging cable. No headphones or anything like that to that extent. It should be USB Type-C, so no issues there. Let me see if it comes with a case, because sometimes these do come with like a clear case also. Let me go ahead and flip this under. So yes, as you can see here, it does come with a case on the bottom. So sometimes you got to kind of go through the box here with a few stickers as well, and your how do you say, like, I guess your information booklet. But anyways, NUU Mobile, again, shout out to them. They've you know, I've worked with them in the past, so they've definitely trusting me as a small content creator to, you know, do unboxings for this like you guys. So again, guys, welcome to the family. Again, registration, live chat, we're here for you. Thank you for choosing NUU for live customer support and product registration. Contact us at NUUmobile.com or by using QR code, or you can probably follow them on, you know, on different social media channels like Facebook or maybe X. But for the most part, again, guys, this is a bulky phone. So a 6.6 inch screen. It's definitely got some weight to it, I can tell you that much. It's not a heavy phone, but it's not like a light phone either. So definitely, from what I'm seeing here, it does look like it is made to mimic somewhat of like an iPhone, right? You know, maybe the newer iPhones have that camera cutout minus the little round edge there, but you know, all the way around, this phone is a matte colored device. So definitely, even if you were not to use this, you're probably not going to get a lot of fingerprints on this, so that's really not too bad, right? Up here you do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which again, not too bad. It looks like we have a speaker grill up here also, so we might have dual speakers on top and bottom. That would be interesting, actually, especially for people that like to listen to music or gaming. It does look like we have the SIM tray right there. Again, trying to get it to focus. Bottom, you do have just USB type C down there, so that no issues there. On the right hand side, you do have your volume rocker plus the power button, and it does seem to be a fingerprint sensor power button. So let's go ahead and get this turned on, guys. Let's see what the info screen looks like, or the intro screen looks like, and then we'll get this set up for you guys. Again, NUU Mobile, the last phone they sent me was the B30 Pro, which is basically their flagship device. And it really wasn't a bad device, honestly. I can tell you that much. Like, one thing I can say about these devices is they are catered to mostly just T-Mobile branded carriers. So if you want to use a device like this in the US, right? And again, apologies. Let me see. There we go. Let me try to fix that really quick. If you want to use a device like this in the US, you're most likely going to be stuck on wireless carriers like, again, T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile. You know, I'll name a few here because I'm reading them off the website. But again, you can use Q-Link Wireless, Hello Mobile, Gen Mobile, Tello Mobile, Ultra Mobile, and just a few others. Speed Talk Mobile. I can go ahead and click them. They'll give me a full list here. But anyways, again, for the price though, $129, right? You know, if you're buying this, you know, you're buying it because it's an inexpensive device and you're trying to save money, right? But anyways, again, T-Mobile, you have a lot of MVNOs that have very good deals. Again, not just you know, Metro by T-Mobile, but you could also go with carriers like Helium Mobile. I'll try to leave the affiliate stuff for the Helium Mobile in the link description for you guys to try out also, because Helium Mobile is a free service now. It does have a few selective plans, but you can use Helium Mobile as well. So let's go ahead and get this set up here, and then we'll jump to that. All right, guys, so we are getting the phone set up here, so apologies if you start seeing it lag a little bit, but while it's updating, because most likely it's going to start updating a bunch of apps, and it's also probably going to update the version of the device on here. So again, apologies in advance, guys. Like, tap to learn more about the download, right? So it looks like I can install a security update on this already. I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that for now. Just to kind of show you guys what this comes out of the box, right? So especially apps, right? People want to know, hey, does this come with a lot of bloatware, etc., like that? So as you can see here, it mostly just has Google apps. I'm not seeing anything too crazy, right? You just have like Gmail, Google TV, you know, Keep Note, mostly just stock Google apps. I'm not seeing anything. I do have a NUU Mobile Help app down here. So there's that. You do have a voice or sound recorder, YouTube Music. I hear they're getting rid of YouTube Music. Safety app, right? So again, basic stuff. It's nothing too crazy. As you can see here, also it does come with you know, that 3-point navigation. I'm sure that can be changed in the setting. As you can see here, it's actually pretty snappy, guys. So one thing that I failed to mention about this device, hold on, I got to change it to dark mode, you guys already know, is that this phone actually does come with 6 gigs of RAM. So 6 gigs of RAM on a $120 device. Actually, I think that's very good steal. My eyes are doing so much better now. Let's go ahead and just change everything here really quick. Let me change the display size. You guys know I need my font size a little bit bigger. I'm a little on the blinder side. Hold on, let me up that by 1. Display size, I'll just leave it as is. Bold text. Helps me a little bit, guys. I do apologize. I am getting new glasses, so that'll change eventually once I get the new glasses. Screen timeout here, we'll change that to at least 2 minutes, right? And you know, we do have a little bit of other options here, right? Video and display enhancement, right? So you can enhance the video quality. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on, so you can see here that, you know, if I tap that on, it does kind of make it pop a little bit. I'll leave that on just in case, right? But again, adaptive brightness, I like to leave adaptive brightness off just because I'm not too much of a fan of it, especially when I'm going into one room to the other, and like I hate when the screen auto dims, even though the room is like a darker room. Sometimes I just can't see the darker screen. But yeah, for the most part, again, honestly, really impressed with the device so far, just using it. And again, I'm sure, you know, we're getting ready to update all the apps here. Again, it does come obviously default with Google Play Store. Skip this for now. Use biometrics. So I already have my fingerprint set up with the device. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Hold on me. There we go. Okay. So saved. Continue. While using the app. I don't know why all these devices want to know your location, but manage apps on device. So I'm pretty sure all of them need update at this point, right? So let's go ahead and just update them all. I am connected to Wi-Fi. I'm interested to see which, you know, carriers I can get to work on this phone. So you guys might see a few follow-up videos on this device, right? But as far as that goes, right, for now we are just going to probably work with, you know, T-Mobile or any type of like Boost Mobile related services. So we'll let those update for now, right? But again, guys, I'm not a fan of the default wallpaper as well. Let's hit up the camera app really quick, just to kind of, you know, show you guys. I do have my little car on display here, my little Nissan GTR. Shout out to all the car heads out there, right? But you know, again, you know, we're going to take a quick picture here, take a quick snap while using the app. I don't know why they want you to make phone calls. So switch mode, swipe or click mode. Okay, hold on. So it says swipe or click to switch mode, select more shooting modes. Okay, so start capture. So this actually looks like a very iPhone-ish, you know, the way it looks, iPhone related. Let's take a, there we go. Let's take a quick picture of the device so far. So again, 6 gigs of RAM, guys. Again, you know, I don't think the camera shutter is going to be super fast, but view full version, got it. This thing is a little dusty, or is it dusty, or is it just me, or is that the reflection? You can tell there it is a black car, so it's probably a little bit dusty. I do need to clean it off a little bit, but for the most part, again, taking a quick picture with that, it's really not bad. Let's go ahead and see if we can go back here, change it to front facing camera right over here. Again, let's change that to portrait mode. Again, it's, my hair's a little messy, and let's go ahead and take a picture of me really quick. Let's see how long it takes to. Cool part about it is, like, it does like give you the option to change the aperture, right? I did put it in portrait mode, but if you just want to put it regular capture mode, you can do that. Let's go ahead and look at that really quick. So photo wise, it's not bad. Even though that front camera is only a 5 megapixel camera, it's really not bad. You know, I can't complain too hard there. Again, you know, for what you're paying, guys, you're actually kind of getting a lot of bang for your buck here, honestly. And you know, I'm sure once I get this updated and once this actually gets a security patch, maybe it might need a UI patch as well. You know, it'll be running possibly even smoother, but for $120, I'm kind of surprised and kind of shocked at how well this device is actually working. Again, really the only caveat is, again, put get app suggestions and no thanks. The only caveat about this device is, again, probably the fact that you're going to have to use it on the T-Mobile network, and to some degree, right? You're not going to be able to take this to Cricket, or you're not going to be able to take this to a Verizon network, Verizon base. Now you might get lucky and you might be able to get the device working, but a lot of the times the reasons why phones like these don't work on other networks is because they don't have the correct bands to work with those networks. So for those of you who are wondering, right, let me go ahead and let me go ahead and download Geekbench also. Maybe we can see the type of processor. It is still installing some of the apps, but let me see if I can still download Geekbench for now. See if I can get that going. I mean, very responsive. Obviously, you're seeing like a little bit of lag now, but again, that's because, you know, I am updating all the apps here. So let's see. I'm just gonna install it for now. Do I not have Geekbench on my Pixel 7 Pro? Okay, so you can see here like a list of other phones that I have installed, but it's gonna take a minute to install because it's updating all those apps, guys. In the meantime, though, you know, I'm definitely not complaining, right? Let's go ahead and go back to the display. Oh, there you go. Looks like it says downloading right now, so it's downloading. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go to the settings here, And then let's go ahead and find the refresh rate so you guys can see here. And oh yeah, okay, so while we're doing that, again, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, guys, but just so you guys know, this also does come with 128 gigabytes of internal storage, right? So you can extend that, right? It does have micro USB card slot. It does say external storage micro SD up to 128. So if you guys want, you know, to double your memory, basically just buy a micro SD card and pop it in and you'll be fine. Again, you can see here that it does take about 11 gigabytes of storage for the actual, for whatever comes, Android software, apps that are implemented, but you can obviously change that. But you can see here that 9.3 gigabytes is just the system itself, so that's kind of a lot. Do you guys remember the days where, you know, your system was only like, you know, your phones only came with 16 gigs of RAM, and then they jumped it to 32 and you're like, wow, 32 was a lot, and then they, again, a couple years go by, then they jumped to 64 and then 128, and now, you know, now you can get 1 gigabyte or 2 terabyte phones out there. Obviously the higher ones, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can find that refresh rate now. Hold on, what am I doing? I'm like blind here. Here we go. Display rate. So again, adaptive brightness, screen timeout. Let's see if we can find refresh rate. I mean, it might just be like auto defaulted to, like, you know, optimization. I've noticed that on a lot of phones. Let's see, I might just have to search it, refresh rate on the device. So let's go ahead and look for that really quick, guys. Nothing's popping out, so that's interesting. Again, I might have to look for that a little bit later. So we might have to do a follow-up video on this, you know, $129 device, which it's kind of crazy. Let's go to about the new mobile phone over here, NB Productions. You guys already know. Model, so that's the model and serial number of the device. Again, 6 gigs of RAM, build number, yada yada yada. Or actually, you know what, let me click back into this. Okay, I can change the name, I'll just leave it as but you do see that it does have 2 SIM card slots here, guys. So I doubt this has eSIM, because the device is so cheap, but the fact that it has 2 card slots means that you can run it on more than one specific network. Obviously, for this phone, you're only going to be able to run it on 2 different type of T-Mobile networks. You know, you can run it on Boost Mobile if you want, possibly, as long as it has that specific SIM. It does have extended RAM, which, you know, I've seen this on other devices that I've gotten, like TCL devices, but basically, you know, it basically eats from your SD card slot. It'll, like, you know, extend the RAM and give you maybe a little bit more juice, but honestly, for what it is, you really don't need any more juice on this device, which is pretty crazy. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that right, or especially for a $120 phone. I'm kind of shocked that, you know, how well this is using. Now, of course, you know, once you start cluttering the phone with more apps and everything like that, then you might start to see a little bit of you know, more of a slowdown or sluggishness to it. Again, I'm trying to find that refresh rate, but, you know, I'm just gonna put refresh and see what happens. Display or hertz. Okay, let's type out hertz. No, okay, I don't know what they would, I don't know how you would do this exactly specifically, but let's go ahead and go back home here, guys. Let's check out Geekbench really quick. It's gonna ask me to accept. So again, new mobile S66OL3 or whatever, 03L, Android 14. So let's take a look. Let's go to device here. So okay, it is an ARM processor. I really thought it was a MediaTek, but ARM version 8. So usually if it is a MediaTek, it'll say MediaTek. So display is 270 ppi. So that's kind of one thing that I can tell you that, you know, you are going to kind of compromise on here is the screen a little bit. You know, there is a little bit of you know, screen wash once you start tilting the phone to certain angles, especially like this. Not so much like if you're holding it like in portrait like this, but even if you just start, like, you know, moving the phone left and right like that, you can kind of, again, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but, you know, the display kind of flushes out a little bit, right? So again, if you guys are wondering, also 720 display, so you're not even getting a 1080 display, but it's not horrible looking to any means. You know, it is a decent looking display. I've seen worse. I've definitely seen a lot worse when it comes to that. Here is information on the GPU. So for people that want to game on this, right, you're probably, I would say, maybe moderate games like Call of Duty, or you know, I wouldn't think you would be able to play games like Genshin Impact, but you never know. I mean, it does have a 90 hertz refresh rate, so you might be able to. That is a cloud-based game, so definitely might want to look into that, guys. But again, for the price, guys, you know, 6 gigabytes plus 6 gigabytes extended RAM, you might be able to get some use out of it. I'm definitely not disappointed in the device, guys, so keep an eye out, right? One last thing I do want to check, I guess, on this are going to be the video, what I can shoot as far as video quality. So let's go to video really quick, and then I want to see how this sounds like as far as like the speakers go. So let's see, as far as the settings here we go. So video, you can take 1080p video, guys, so let's see if you can change that to 4K. So unfortunately, no, you cannot take higher quality video than 1080p. So you get 1080p, 720, and then 480, which is not horrible. I mean, 1080 is the standard, right? It does give you the option to turn on 30 frames a second, so I don't know what this is defaulting to, assuming that, you know, 30 frames is going to be the highest, so I don't know what, like, you know, what it would normally be shooting at. That's kind of crazy, right? Level, I'm not sure. I think that's just like the little thing that does it, but it does give you a lot of different options. And the phone mode, it does have a microphone switch also, so if you do decide to get a microphone, you know, you can get a lot of these microphones that you can just connect to the headphone jack as well, so that's good if you want better sounding video. I'm actually very curious to see how this would do. And cool thing is, you know, if you have an SD card slot, you can actually change your storage path from, you know, the internal memory to the external memory and whatnot. You can change the volume key to be your shutter, quick capture, etc., like that. So there's a lot of different options here that you can play with. Definitely we'll look at that later, but you can see here also that, you know, just on 1080p, let's see, ultra wide. So video, you don't really have an option to mess around with any settings as far as and it does just look very, there you go, it kind of takes a minute to focus there, so maybe it's because my room is kind of dark and the subject itself is dark, right? It's not a very bright subject. The fact that it's black and reflective, that might not be helping, but I might have to get my other little my little drift car out, the AE86. But as you can see here, again, you can't really you know, pan in too much. Let's see, looks like we have a, what is the zoom here, a 10x zoom, and then let's see if we can do any type of wide. So no, this would be your 1x, and you can't do it like 0.5 x or anything like that, so you can't make the shot wider. So I guess that's kind of the only caveat there, but again, not horrible. Let's go ahead and check out YouTube really quick. I guess allow. Let me go ahead and change my account really quick. Let's turn on NCS Arcade. Let's just go to no copyright sounds. NCS Arcade. Yeah, usually they have like a live stream going. Okay, hold on. So let's just play like a random song from no copyright sounds. Like I said, it does have dual speakers, so, well, they claim to have dual speakers, but when I cover this one up down here, you can't really hear much. Doesn't sound horrible though. All right, let's try another one. That's because I basically have it maxed out. Okay, not a fan of this song. Come on, give me something with a beat. All right, so I want to pause it there, guys. Apologies. So yeah, I mean, it is a little loud to a certain degree, right? You know, it does sound like the audio settings are not very good, so you might want to maybe try to download like an audio mixer app to kind of get what the sound that you want out of this. But I would say that the speakers don't sound bad at all, considering, you know, I don't think that's a speaker up there. I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see. I mean, again, I covered the speaker down here, and I wasn't really hearing anything over here. It was really only this one over here. This one's just kind of extra holes. So dual speaker, I don't know if that's just a gimmick, but it definitely doesn't sound like it is dual speaker. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. So definitely, you know, if you guys have any questions or comments, and you go ahead and leave them in the tell section down below. Check that out. Again, thank you again for checking out the video. Smash that like button if you stayed all the way to the end. Comment if you stayed all the way to the video to the end. Also, I would really appreciate that, guys. And as always, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again. Again, shout out to NUU Mobile for sending this out to me to check out. And again, stay tuned for more videos. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, quick add-on for the end. I do apologize. So one thing I did fail to mention, whether this phone was a 5G phone or a 4G phone, and after looking through the website here, I'm seeing here that it is only a 4G phone. So definitely do not expect to get those 5G speeds. You might get decent speeds depending on, you know, the 4G network that you're on. But from what I'm seeing here, this is only a 4G phone, so definitely take that into consideration when checking this phone out, guys. But again, guys, smash that like button. We'll see you guys next time.